Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Kyle here from Omniscience Gaming, bringing you another Minecraft video. This week? Yes, this week. I guess this could be weekly. Yeah, let's make it weekly. Is going to be a mod spotlight on the ICBM mod, or the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile mod. So let's just get right into it. So crafting recipes are for the camouflage block, which is this right here. If you take a block and then right click on it, it turns into that block. Crafting recipe is any color wool in the corners and then vines all around, like that. Next block we're going to look at is concrete. This is concrete here. It's more blast resistant than stone. So the crafting recipe is 4 sand in the corners, gravel like this, and then a water bucket in the middle. Next block we're going to look at is compact concrete, which is 5 concrete in an X shape, and then 4 obsidian in the remaining slots. And this is what it looks like. Next is reinforced concrete, the most durable of the 3, which is 5 of the compact concrete and 4 iron ingots, like this. Next thing we're going to look at is reinforced glass. This is a crafting recipe. It's just regular glass and 5 iron, which gives you reinforced glass. This has, I believe, the same blast resistance as that. Not sure about that though. That's just going off old knowledge. Next is a launch platform for missiles. So bronze ingots like this with a circuit in the middle, and that's what this looks like. That's the tier 1 version. The launch control panel, tier 1, is 7 glass like this, a piece of redstone, and a circuit, and that's what this looks like. The launch support frame, tier 1, is just another 7 bronze, and that gives you this. Now the tier 2 version of this is this. This is the crafting recipe. It uses the tier 1 version, 6 iron ingots, and 1 advanced circuit. That's what this looks like. The tier 2 version of that right there is this. It's just red. And this is the crafting recipe. Tier 1 version, redstone, 6 pieces of steel, and then 1 advanced circuit. Here is the tier 2 version of that. It uses 6 steel, and the tier 1 version of that. And these are not necessary, I believe. They just make the missile more accurate. And now we're going to move on to tier 3. The tier 3, here's what it looks like. It uses 6 steel plates, the tier 2 version, and an elite circuit. Very hard to craft the elite circuit. Launch control panel, tier 3, uses 6 gold ingots, the tier 2 version, an elite circuit, and a piece of redstone. And that gives you that. The launch support frame, tier 3, 6 steel plates, and the tier 2 version. The radar station, which you really do need all of these things, except for that and that. So the camouflage, concrete, glass, and everything tier 3 is what you should be using on a multiplayer server if you are using ICBM. The radar station is a plus to have, but it is not necessary, and neither is the EMP tower. But this is how the radar station is crafted, using a radar gun, 2 gold ingots, 3 steel plates, and a circuit. Here is the EMP tower. It can disable missiles, electricity, or both, but it requires a lot of electricity to use, and that requires 4 steel plates, an elite circuit, a piece of redstone, and a motor. So those are all of the basic crafting recipes for everything but the bombs and the missiles and the grenades and stuff, which we will get into in just a minute. But if we come over here to launch platforms, this is what the fully constructed tiers 1, 2, and 3 launch platforms look like. As you can see, they all need power plugged in anywhere on the control panel, and in order to fire the missiles, you need to input coordinates and give it a redstone signal, and it will fire. Alright, now let's go to the explosives. Here are the tier 1 explosives. Starting on this side, we have condensed explosives, which are the weakest of the ICBM explosives, shrapnel explosive, which explodes in arrows, incendiary, which sets everything on fire, debilitation, which gives you poison effects, chemical, which also gives you poison effects, not sure how those two are different, anvil explosives, which it fires anvils everywhere, but they don't actually place on the ground. Repulsive, it forces you back really far, and attractive, it pulls you in. Now we're going to move on to the tier 2 explosives. Here are the tier 2 explosives. Starting from the fragmentation, which is like a, shrapnel, but it's different. Contagious, which is, it's like the chemical, but if you get close to another player or mob or anything, it will give it what you have. Sonic explosives, which makes a big hole and then shoots everything from that hole out into the air and lands it somewhere else. Breaching explosives, which just drills into the ground. Rejuvenation, which this is cool, wherever you put this, like whatever chunk you put it in, it will rejuvenate that chunk. It will make it back to how it originally was if you altered it in any way. Like, if I broke a block over there and then set off a rejuvenation explosive, it would reset the chunk. Thermobaric, it makes a really big boom. Tier 3 explosives, we have the nuclear, exothermic, which sets everything on fire, endothermic, which freezes everything, ender explosives, which teleports people, hypersonic, does the same thing as sonic but more, I believe, anti-gravitational, you can figure that out, and EMP disables electronics, and the almighty tier 4 explosives, antimatter and red matter. Red matter creates a black hole. Antimatter is bigger boom than nuclear. Now we're going to move on to the missiles. And I figured we would just test fire a few of them from each category. So we have tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. We have our tier 3 thing set up. And you can use tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in any tier that you want. It just gets more accurate as you go up, I believe. So let's go ahead and load up, say, an anvil missile. Put in these coordinates. And fire it. Oh, and it hit somewhere around here. And that noise that you just heard was all the anvils going everywhere. So now what we're going to do is the conventional missile. It's just like any other missile. Like any other TNT, basically, but missile. Launched. So as you can see, the missiles go way up, and then they come way down. And that is the conventional explosives, or conventional missile. Now moving on to tier 2. Here we have the sonic missile. It makes a very loud sound and fires blocks everywhere. See? Look at that. That was one sonic explosive. Okay. Now for the thermobaric, one of my personal favorite missiles. Transfer the coordinates and fire it. And there you go. Thermobaric. And now for the breaching. It just, again, like I said, drills into the earth. Very good for bunker busters. Oh, there seems to be a glitch where you can hear missiles. Okay, well, Tier 3, EMP, fun, nuclear, funner, and exothermic, yes. Okay, so here's the EMP missile. It just makes a noise and disables, like, doesn't disable mechanism stuff or anything, but it takes all the charge out of your radar guns, which I now can't fire the nuclear missile. Actually, I can. Okay. Oh. Yep, there we go. There we go. Nuclear missile all the way. And boom. That is a nuclear missile. So yeah, thermobaric. You thought that was big. Nuclear. But I think we can do better. Not with the exothermic. This just sets everything on fire. Still cool though. Here we go. Wait for it. It should do something else here in a second. Usually it creates like netherrack everywhere and sets it on the fire and then puts lava in the middle. That missile is really loud. I'm gonna turn that down. That seems to be a glitch in my sound settings. There we go. And now for the almighty Tier 4 missiles. We're going to start off with the red matter, because it's the less powerful of the two. And I had to launch these really far away. Well, not like really far, but far enough that it wouldn't cause harm anywhere. And this one just constantly explodes, sucking in blocks, because, like I said, it's a black hole. And we're just going to let this go. And don't worry, this does not eat your entire world. It just eats a whole bunch of it. And the only way to stop a red matter is to fire a larger explosive into it, which I think the only one that you can fire into it is antimatter. So yeah, if you look at the map, it just kind of eats away. And if you were in survival, it would pull you in from about that far away, suck you straight into it, and you would die. So as you can see, it went from that really small hole to this growing to be the size of a nuclear bomb hole. And eventually this will stop. If I sound kind of tired, it is because it is 1:57 in the morning. And this is the same day that I am recording the new modded series where I said I was tired at like 10. Yeah, now it's 2. So, anyway, back to watching things blow up. This will eventually stop, and I don't know what is going on here. Is it like pushing away all of the ones that the sonic explosive destroyed? I think it might be. Eh. Looks cool though. Anyway, back to your explosions. So now it has officially reached an explosion size bigger than the nuclear. Like, here's red matter. Here's nuclear and part of thermobaric, so yeah, it kind of fails there in comparison. Oh, lag. Okay, so I figure while that's exploding its tits off, we're gonna come over here and just do the antimatter already, is what you're thinking. Yep, I'm gonna do it. There you go. And because I'm one of them cool kids, wait. Let me get a lever. Okay, because I'm one of them cool kids, I'ma ride it. Yeah. You can ride missiles if you right click them in the right spot. Come on. Yeah, watch how far we've traveled. And yeah. This is an antimatter. And that explosion sound was really cool too. Like it has to charge up and then all of a sudden, like holy fucking shit. Kaboom. And it goes all the way down to level 4 from level 57, 56 actually. So it goes 52 blocks deep. And did you see how not laggy that was? Because it just calculates the size of the explosion and then does it. It doesn't like have to like do the particles or anything like that because it's antimatter and it just goes boom. Meanwhile, did it finally stop? Yeah, it finally stopped. That was one red matter. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching. Let me just get to a missile silo. Not silo, but you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This has been Omniscience Kyle. Hope you enjoyed, and I will be doing more of these Minecraft reviews later. See you guys.